Well, another day, another project. This one's already done. I know I keep doing this where it's like, hey, we did a project, and I don't show you any of the work actually happening. Yeah, this was a lot of work. So what we've been trying to accomplish is fix this little wood shed thingy so that it actually protects the wood instead of just being an open sky and letting water all over the firewood and serving no purpose other than to look awful in the yard. So earlier this year, I spent a lot of time on the top part, which is, let's see if I can get a good angle without stepping in dog dudes. That. Tore off the old roof, which was nasty, rotten OSB. Put in new rafters, new OSB, and then put the metal roof on because that's like a really, really shallow pitch. Anyway, the hope is that will keep everything dry if it actually ever rains. We haven't had rain in a couple weeks. I know, poor us, no rain for like 2 weeks. What we're trying to accomplish here on the sides is this is the direction the wind typically blows in with the rain. So we've got this partial wall built, just using some deck boards to let the air flow through, but also give some strength to the whole structure because it was pretty wobbly, and then also kind of keep the wood in check where it's supposed to be so it's not tipping over all the dang time, because I still don't know how to stack wood. I'm not good at it. I guess I need to restack this another time for the 4th time. But anyway, yeah, we're letting air and light come through the sides to try and dry out some of this stuff. What we've got here on this back wall is everything that we collected earlier this year from it was a black walnut and a mulberry. The black walnut fell into the mulberry and broke off a big chunk of it. So free wood's always good wood. And before you ask, no, I couldn't do anything with the black walnut. The reason it fell over is it was rotten in the core. As we were splitting it up, it's almost like there was a tree within the tree. Like the inner tree had a rot ring that was separating it. Like the heartwood had a ring of rot between it and the sapwood. It's really weird. So you would split it and it would just fall apart. So no, I can't make an awesome table out of it. But I think we're going to paint this probably black or some dark color so that it'll absorb the sun, heat up the wood, help it dry out, keep it dry. And yes, rain can get in there, I understand, but it will be much better than it was before. Anyway, let me show you our progress today. We completely emptied this thing out, and we divided the wood up into 3 sections. So over here is some red oak that we got last year. Probably still needs to season a bit. We tried burning it last year because we thought we were out of other wood, and this was really hard to burn because it was still wet. This pile over here in front is actually all the old wood that was buried underneath this wood. Hence another need for this project. We're not good at wood management yet. We stacked the new wood on top of the old wood, which meant we couldn't get to the old wood, and then we started burning new wood before the old wood. Not smart. We're getting smarter. Little bits. Anyway, over here behind this, don't judge my stacking, we've got the stuff that we cleaned up this year. The mulberry and the black walnut. It's super wet, super heavy, letting it dry. We got a lot more than we thought. And yeah, that's facing the wind right now, so it's going to get the best exposure to air and hopefully dry out soon. So we completely emptied it out, got down to the ground, we put up these boards. We also put in some new pallets. Thank your local machine shop for free pallets. And it's an interesting situation. We got some leftover boards here and there. It's kind of a wonky floor. Good way to twist your ankle, especially in the middle of winter when you're out here getting wood. But the hope is now we can come in and we're out of the snow, out of the wind, and we can fill up our wood bag, take it inside, and have a good visual idea of how much we've got left. Then in this corner, yeah, this is the problem corner. These are the teeny little chunks that are too small to stack, but still useful for burning. There's some white oak in there. If I had been smarter when I was collecting it, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about species of wood. There was a white oak tree that Ben and I went and chopped up, brought home. It was so dang heavy that I was cutting it into these short cookies because we couldn't lift it. And after half an hour, 45 minutes of doing that, we were just exhausted. So the cookies got smaller and smaller. But had I known what it was, maybe I would have put some effort into trying to preserve a little more of it or make it bigger firewood, because that stuff burns hot. It's great. Anyway, this is all stuff that still needs to be split. Some of it is ancient and rotten that we got for free, and it's been sitting around here basically since we moved in. It's not awesome wood, really punky, burns super fast, doesn't get very hot, just makes a lot of ash, and doesn't smell great. So, but hey, free wood is free wood. So we'll probably try and burn through some of that this season as well, get rid of this pile, and then ideally empty out this entire section, put some gravel down, and maybe move the chopping stump in here, and this will be where we split wood in the winter, if needed, that is. And then we'll do better weed management around the outside, because there's some poison ivy, pokeweed. There's a massive mulberry tree that I had to pull. Just, it's been hard to stay on top of the weeds this year. Oh, and Shadow's stealing some wood. Hope you enjoy it. But this was a fun project. Started this morning at 8, and we just wrapped up around 3 o'clock. And yeah, Ben was a good helper. And I think we're going to be sore tomorrow. I'm already sore. Oh, one fun thing I forgot to mention. So because we're close to these, they're not super high power lines, but whatever they are, they're high enough voltage that the roof was inducing a current, it felt like. You could touch the metal and it was tingly. So I put in a grounding cable just to make sure nothing crazy happens, like no one gets shocked. So I got some rebar in the ground with some cable running up to the top, just touching the metal on the roof to let it go to ground and not kill us. But yeah, this was our latest project. And these pallets, I tell you what, they make a difference. As we were digging down in the pile, there's some stuff sitting on the ground, and like I said, we haven't had rain in a couple weeks, and it was still wet, even though it's not been wet. It was gross, and it's just rotting. Anything that touches the ground rots. So the pallets give us a little cushion, a little buffer between us and Mother Nature. And I guess with that free pallet supply, we'll just refresh these as needed. But yeah, there you go. That was our day today. This will look a lot better painted, I think. We have to rechristen it. It had a name when we moved in. I don't like the name. We're going to rename this thing. So if you have any votes, send me what you think we should name this. Woody McWoodface or something. I don't know. And we only got a couple slivers after all that. All right, here's to a warm winter.